Who All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? What's
What
up?
up?
Welcome back to another episode of Hey,
Not
Who All
even the
Gonna Be
beginning
There
of the stirs,
podcast.
like,
Right, I see them.
see, right when we came record, you was like,
I was gonna say that,
nah,
then I was like,
man,
I
they
see
be.
it, but I'm gonna keep going. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Hey, Who All Gonna Be There podcast, the place where you get to be an exclusive member to our very entertaining group chat.
Yeah, all that.
All that. And obviously, y'all know why we're here. We're gonna recap. We missed y'all last Thursday because life be lifing. So we're gonna recap last week when good old Victoria was sent packing to the jury house. And
She's gone, y'all.
she gone, y'all. She gone.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, on tonight's episode with the final four and everything that happened with that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it to Treese, and she gonna get us up to speed.
Oh, okay. Hey, y'all. I missed y'all this week. I feel like I ain't talked to y'all in 18 years, but I'm back. We have a lot to cover, so I'm just gonna give y'all the meat and potatoes of the week, and we're gonna leave all
That's
those
all we
extra
need.
sides that don't nobody eats, to the side. So where we last left off, Byyee is feeling some type of way, right? She was upset.
Mhm.
She made a really big deal about about Spicy V giving Avery the sympathy vote. She was mad. She was upset. I'm cracking up because she had like the vote was 3-2. Like, girl, it was one vote.
She thought she was going home. She acted like she was going home.
But listen, I ain't gonna even hold you. Any excuse I can use to bloody my hands left, I'm gonna use it.
Mhm.
Well, you remember you stepped on my toe and didn't say sorry, you going on the block. So any excuse she could have used, be like, well, you gave that sympathy vote for me. Well, it was a sympathy for Avery. Yeah, but that was still a vote for me to leave.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it might have been a vote for her so she could feel better and have one vote. But if we already knew she was going home, why you waste that? That could have been saved on me. But nonetheless, whatever. So basically this week, Spicy is honestly getting hit left, right?
Yeah.
They are tearing her up. Dougie is HOH, of course. But they are tearing her left and right. Everybody's comparing notes. But the HOH comp that Dougie did win, I absolutely hated. It was a baby voice.
You hated
I probably
that?
got triggered. I'm probably triggered because of Avery. Because honestly, for Avery's voice, they could have just used her voice. You didn't even have to make
man.
I said not a baby. And I feel like they did that to be messy. I feel like they were being messy with that.
They had to, and they say, we know Treese. Somebody on production is listening to this podcast, y'all, because how y'all know to put a baby? Y'all know we don't care about no baby voice.
Don't.
Y'all know we hate that.
Don't.
We know Carrie hated too, Carrie. They did this to spite us.
Dude, they sure did, didn't they? So basically, Dougie ends up winning. He does end up in a tiebreaker with Byyee. Dougie wins. When I tell you the excitement, oh my gosh, because Dougie is now in the final four. That is a guarantee. Final four. Cheers. Yay. Excitement. Woohoo, right? So basically, Anthony does
White Shark.
Listen, Anthony gives us some of the greatest content. Okay, he was shouting out for the pretty boys. You know what I'm saying? He was cheering. He was excited. Like, my man don't even watch Big Brother, and I showed him his monologue. He's like, "Oh, I kind of like him.
Oh, he was funny this week with the monologue.
When I tell you,
how do you not see a great white shark in shallow water?
Exactly. Like, oh my gosh, I don't care, hate him or love him, could care less. Anthony gives us entertainment content, okay?
Yeah.
He feeds us, just like Spicy. Spicy feeds us too. Whether she off the rocker, wrong, it don't matter. She be feeding us. Because, listen, when I tune into a show, especially when I tune into a show like Big Brother or Big Brother, I want to be entertained. Whether it's for or against my favorites. I'm not going to even lie. Of course, I want my favorites to win overall, but if it's good, good TV, I'm gonna like it, and that's literally what we got fed this week. there was a situation where Spicy and Anthony and Bailey, I think, were in the room. Was Todd in there? No, Todd wasn't in there. They were all in the room, and then Lexus came in there to take her stuff out the drawer, and Spicy was like saying stuff to her about later. And we found out
under her breath.
Yeah, Lex didn't even hear her, and then Spicy was basically like, "Well, bitch, you shouldn't even be here. You should go home." She said something like that.
You lucky you even here. Yeah,
yeah, that's what she said, and she got all mad and got up dramatic.
She said, "Oh, screw Lexus." That's what she said.
Well,
like,
she
what
Lexus,
Lexus
like you said,
really do?
Lexus didn't even hear her, so Anthony
She
told
didn't.
this back to Lexus.
She walked straight up to Todd and said, "Oh, Todd, Lexus and I just got into a fight. Does Lexus know you got into a
Todd
fight?"
Was like, huh? And later on,
was the fight in the room with
us?
Todd
messy. Todd told Lexus that. She's like, yeah, she said y'all ain't got a fight. She said, where was the fight? And Dougie was like, now wait a minute, there wasn't no fight. And she was like, I didn't even hear that. Like, what is she doing? It's like,
but then when she did
creating a moment,
when Anthony told her what she said, she was like, "Oh, she lucky she didn't say it to my face because I would be."
Now, Lexus, be real. Lexus, be real. Because you ain't
be real.
No, Lexus had. Was she? Would Lexus truly get into a fight?
There you go.
No.
Was the fight in the room with us?
It wasn't.
Call me Spicy Trees. Call me Spicy Trees, okay? Because one thing I'm gonna do is juice it up.
Juice it up.
Well, it made it sound like it was like the Koozie Zach fight last year.
That's how Spicy was making it seem like oh, it was all dramatic. And then oh my gosh, girl, Lex, I'm gonna be real.
She called me, and I was ready to snatch ponytails.
Lex is getting spicy toward the end. I said, Lex, I like this Lex. Oh my God. They hate her. They hate Lexus so much. It's so crazy. Yeah. I hate her. I'm gonna be very real.
Look at her thrive though.
This is just a pin in that. The way Lexus is acting, I wish Taylor had acted on Big Brother because of course it wasn't to the extent that Taylor got, but they pretty much mean girl in Lex. And Lex is really to be like, bitch, I will strangle you. You know what I'm saying? And I wish Taylor had that same energy, but Taylor, she's just so nice. But I wish she had that same energy. But I love it. Like, if you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna give it back to you. Yeah. Okay. And I can tell Lexus is one of those people, like, I'm gonna give you the energy you give me. So if we're gonna have a nice, cool conversation, we can do that. But if you're gonna call me a bitch, you're gonna be a bitch twice. I'm cussing hard tonight. You're gonna be it too. You know what I'm saying? So I love Lex for that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
she said she's gonna be breaking arms and legs. Okay, Lex says she don't play.
Yeah, oh, Lex.
Go big legs, sis. Go big legs.
Listen, she was hyping it up, right? And so what was funny is Lex, she went backing down though. She had the conversation with Spicy and she broke down. She said, "Oh yeah, I heard you say we got into a fight. What fight?" I didn't even hear nothing you said. She's, "Oh, well, I had thought you had said," and then Spicy was like, "Yeah, you was calling me a bitch." Well, I thought that was because you had walked away. Spicy was getting a little choked up.
Started back.
Was like, okay. She was like, okay, whatever. So then she brought up how she was upset. She's like, you told me that you weren't gonna put me on the block, and you put me on the block. She said, well, as a target, she said, the block is the block, ma'am. If you say I'm not gonna put you up now, unless it is final 3. Final 4, and I have to go up, and a veto is used, then you put me on the block. There were other options, and you still chose to use me. And what was funny is she's like, literally in the same day, she's like, this was hours before you told me this. So she was upset about that.
That's what you get for winning an HOH.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, what do y'all think Lexus would have had more? Let me see, a little more grace for Spicy V had she not nominated her during the eviction, the double eviction? I don't
think so. I guess slightly, but Lexus, it's not like she's been oblivious this whole time to like the girls and their idea of Lexus. They knew that Lexus knew that they were trying to get her out in the Kayla week.
She know now, that. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, probably about 3 weeks or so, she know like she's on the outs.
Maybe not to that level. Maybe not to that level because that definitely escalated things. But I don't know. Dougie's in her ear. That's all. Dougie would have made it happen if he wanted Lexus to be mad.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, that is Benjamin. Benjamin said Lexus and Byyyeee are both at the bottom of the girls and hot chocolate alliance. So it's nice to see them both at the final 3.
I agree.
Look at them.
Yeah, I agree.
Look at them.
So where we left off? Okay, so basically Doug is putting into motion, right? He does put up, we already know, I'm gonna skip today. He puts up Lexus and Todd, obviously. Okay. So he's putting the motion in. He's already starting the like groundwork to be like, yeah, we want to get Spicy out. She's gonna be the backdoor option, right? He gets to Dougie tells Byyyeee. Spicy has tried to get you put up on the block a couple times. You were at the bottom of y'all's girl alliance. Like everything that y'all had conversated about, that came to me. He's like, who do you think told me about you and Donna talking about evicting me? It was Spicy. Literally, he's like, y'all were sitting in. He told you y'all sitting in Finny. Y'all came back. You were. She was the person that was shooting for you, and that's one thing that's gonna get Byyyeee off her rocker. If you use me as a target, you say you want to go home. In that sense, I'm so Byyyeee. Oh, you had a conversation about me going home. That's all I need. You can go home.
Sealed the deal.
Listen,
Completely.
as chaotic as Byyyeee, I would probably be a little chaotic like her. Probably not to the extent as her, but the way she moving, I would probably move a little bit like her. Like I'd be petty. Like you voted for me in a game of Uno and you Uno me out, so you got to go on a block. Like it would just be that simple to like bother me. You said what?
I said easy. Like that's all I need. You just need one little thing.
Yeah. Let me see. Doug chats with Todd and he mentions that Spicy has been pushing for him to hit the block and to go home. Todd definitely seems like he's taking this information in because Todd and Tola were having conversations prior and they were already on to Spicy's game. So when Doug sent him this information, it was kind of like icing on the cake, like bet. You know what I'm saying? So and it came in BBCAN wiki with the receipts ever he did. And that is the good thing, the crazy thing that Dougie does. He collects, and this is exactly why we say you don't have to spoil out all your information. We've said this so many times on so many pods. You do not have to get information and spill it right then and there. And this is exactly the only reason, I'm gonna say the only reason why Dougie was able to easily, and it was easy to get Spicy out is because he had receipts on everybody. And then it's like, they were the truth.
Yeah.
You know, like whether he like juiced up the story or something, probably, but every single thing he had, and there were a lot of times when other people were possibly in the room or had heard something about it. So everything connected. He connected the dots, and that's how he ended up in the dots.
Crossed those T's, dotted those I's.
Yeah, you gotta use your information like with purpose. You know what I'm saying?
And then for me, like good for Anthony, like that's the way you do it. But then if I'm also Byyyeee and I'm Todd and Lex, I'm like, okay, so you been knowing all this, you just now wait. So that's good on Wayne because we're gonna go ahead and take care of her. But next week we're gonna take care of you because you sat on this information all season long. You knew she was coming for me and plotting on me. And you made me believe that you were on my side, but you knew.
But we're at the finish line. We're at the point where you can win out, and it's like, hey, this is your one chance to get Spicy.
Honestly.
Out. I'm using it.
And no, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna take care of her this week. We're gonna take care of her, but we're gonna get you next because you sat on that information.
They aren't gonna have the chance. They aren't gonna have the chance.
That's just me. That's how I would play. Like, thank you for this information. We're gonna take care of Spicy this week because you're HOH.
Right.
As soon as you ain't HOH, and as soon as you don't win veto in that final, we're gonna get you.
Right.
That's how I would have pulled everybody else aside. I'm like, all right, final 3. Like, yeah, we getting Spicy out, but next week we need to get that because he sat on this information, which means he knew that we were in danger.
Yep.
And it truly shows
as how movies gotta stick together.
Yep.
It shows how important information is in this game and just like giving that little piece of information because we saw Spicy V work all season. Who would have thunk coming into this week? Not to jump ahead too much, but it's like, man, Byyyeee and Todd, who they've been saying, oh, it's us versus Tola, Anthony, Lexus. And all Spicy's social capital talks with Todd, like having a final 2 at Byyyeee. That was gone in a matter of hours, which is crazy. Or maybe a day. I don't know how long it took, but immediately.
Definitely less than a day. Right.
Yeah.
So getting into the POV, Eli, you want to explain the POV?
Shoot, we had a fun little comp. We had a little carnival game comp where pretty much a 3-part comp where you have to stack up
It took
a
8
bunch
hours.
of cubes. Shoot, it took Dougie.
They
It would have
making him
taken
work.
Dougie 8 hours because they had to stack like
Boy, Dougie was
25, 30
struggling
cubes.
in
He
first
was
round.
struggling. Hey, it took him, what was that, 90 minutes to get through it the first time, just that first part. And then the second 2 parts were nice and easy. You just had to throw like a survivor tossing game, throw three bean bags on a little platform, and then do a little like rolling table thing, nice and easy. Even though it must have been tough because Byyyeee never got past that. Spicy never got past that.
Balancing it is what made it was the hard part of it, like with your foot, because they had a little foot thing where they have to balance that and stack it. And I was like, oh my god, I was like, struggling so hard, and I was like, oh yeah.
Another BBCAN comp that takes a couple hours and seems so easy, but anyone could have should have won that. But the special part of this comp is they could have easily stopped after the little rolling ball maze and said, oh, whoever gets the ball in first wins.
They said, but wait, there's more.
But wait.
They said, go walk over to this giant wall where there's 18 or there's like 10 or 12 different soda cans where they have pipes crossing, turning, and they have like them
foolishness.
They even cover part of the maze. So it's like, oh, you can't even get it perfect.
Yeah, I'll play you. Like, so it was really a guessing game, honestly.
So literally, you have to tip over one of the soda cans. If it doesn't fill into the right glass, you got to start it all over.
All the way over, too.
All the way over. And Todd, he was the first one to do it. And he didn't get it. Ran all the way back. Went a second time. Lost again. I think Lexus got one in there. I forget. Did Byyyeee even make it through? I might be wrong. All I know is Spicy never got it.
No, I don't think Byyyeee made it over there. I think
I was just watching.
Anthony did one. Anthony didn't even look. He just like,
hey, Anthony.
I'd have been like,
he said, "I'm finally done with this stacking one. I don't even want to think about doing."
He was over it.
Out a puzzle.
He like, I ain't going nowhere.
Random. It's completely random. Where if he might have taken the time, he maybe could have got it because Todd was like, "Oh, it's between 2."
It was annoying
because for him, it was a win-win week for him. Like if Nom stayed the same, by Todd. If they change, by Spicy. It was a win-win week for him, regardless.
Yeah, but Todd ends up winning it, standing right next to Lexus. Lexus was looking at the soda cans like, I don't know which one to pick. I'm gonna wait for Todd. Todd ran up them stairs, flipped over the right one, got his veto, and saved himself from the block.
Yeah.
I would like to say that I would have won that comp because my favorite color is green. And I said I would have been like Dougie and been like, I'm gonna just shoot my shot at one because I'm tired of this comp. We already been here for an hour and a half. It took me an hour to stack these things. I'm gonna just guess. And I was like, I'm going for the green one. It was great. I just had to say that I would have been right. Veto secured final 3.
Veto, okay. I was gonna say, come on,
hey. I have one question for y'all though. Like before this veto comp, we saw Anthony, Nom, Lexus, and Todd, and not Byyyeee and Todd. We saw Byyyeee work her way off the block. Do you think that was like the right decision for Anthony?
It was. It paid dividends.
It did because I mean, fast forward, of course, to the week, Byyyeee didn't put him up. But it really kind of goes to see you got to know like your relationship with people and how they are. Byyyeee, he now knows, everybody knew that. Byyyeee takes everything to heart, every single thing. And Lex, she might be a little upset, but she'll get over it. You know, she's just like,
I trust whatever.
Yes. So I think it was the right move for sure. And like we saw, jumping ahead again, we saw Lex's like, there's no way I wouldn't beat you. Like, duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I would go against you. You're my final 2. Right move once again. He's covered on both sides.
He knew. Yeah. Yeah, Byyyeee did fight. Benjamin said Byyyeee fought the fast like she did.
A lot of people would be like, it's final 5.
She is.
What shows how
That's good. You
important it
don't
is
want
to
to be
like
on there.
advocate for yourself, especially with those relationships you have where it's like, they won't put me up, or I'm not in danger, so I'm chilling. It's like, no, fight for
Right.
yourself.
How many times
Right.
have players fell victim to that? Oh, we're close, so they're not gonna put me up.
No, ain't no shit. You better have a conversation. Shoot. Better talk about it. So right before the veto nomination ceremony or renom. What is it? Veto ceremony. Spicy and Doug have a conversation, right? They're sitting on the chairs and you tell it's getting a little heated. They said it that way. And
Don't put me
Spicy
up.
is getting the notion that she's
Nah.
gonna go back. She's like, Doug, are you gonna
This
put me
is
up?
Bailey's fault. This is Bailey's fault for acting
is
like,
Spicy's fault.
nah, because Bailey was in that bathroom all cheery, like, Todd, you got an eyelash in your thing, whatever she was saying.
Like, why you not nervous? Sis?
Why are you happy?
Because I think that's when Spicy put 2 and 2 together. She's like, hold up, Bailey's kind of happy, and we know Bailey. Bailey's like gonna be tripping, and she's
Can
not
I
tripping.
note this though? Now that you brought that up, I have to note this. This is why you can never get comfortable in Big Brother. When Anthony knew he was good for the week, what would he do? Find him a camera, hype himself up. Yeah. But then you notice, hey, you never know what could happen. You saw when those conversations would happen, Dougie was quiet. He said shit, because it could be me. You know what I'm saying? No matter how confident he was, there's no way nobody putting me up. But you know what? Be quiet. I'm gonna stay out of it. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna mind my business. Listen, you cannot get comfortable in the Big Brother house.
No.
Because you could be sitting on the couch and jury with Goose. Yes. I don't know why I shout out Goose like that, but you could be chilling with Goose.
Just like Goose.
You know what I'm saying?
Could be doing gushing
That's Goose's
phone
house.
ads.
That. Or you could be like Tola doing CrossFit thinking it's gonna be a battle back.
Yep. You never know.
And it's final four.
Hey, there might be.
This late? No.
But a final 2 eviction, and then Tola battles back into the house into the final 2 seats. I'm just saying.
But you know what? Hold on. Tola has watched Big Brother 4. He be trying to act like he don't know what's going on. I wonder if that was edited, like when he got there week, whatever.
It had
because that'd be crazy if he did that yesterday. Like, come on, quit playing. So like, now I'm thinking about that's probably edited like that. They probably thought, oh, this would be funny. Like, we know how y'all editing.
It was.
But basically, in the whole conversation, Spicy is just getting the vibe like, am I gonna go up? Doug like, I don't know, bro. And he's basically laying the receipts out. He said, Todd told me that you saying that I was targeting him. He said that Kayla said that you said that that you were Kayla told me you were the ringleader of rallying people against me. You also said Kayla was the one that wanted Matt gone and not you. When I found out it was you, like he was just giving her receipt. All Spicy was doing was crying. She was like, "Oh no,
Dougie, please don't put me up."
I was playing this game, and where Spicy really misstepped, which I 100% agree with Dougie. Whether Dougie decided to take her out, honestly, I do think Dougie was possibly highly likely he was going to bring her to final 2. I think he was true to that alliance. And then when he got word that she was throwing dirt on his name, that's when things got misconstrued. But he started peeping that like a month ago. Like, this is sounding kind of crazy. But in Spicy, basically, in order to make it not seem like they were working together, she would throw dirt on Anthony's name. Well, you could really just not say nothing. Like, I don't really know. We talk personal a lot, but I don't really know what he's like in the game.
Right.
I think he had the pretty boys. So 9 times out of 10, he's probably working with the guys. That's what I would have said. You know what I'm saying? And you see him hanging with the guys. It would have tracked. Y'all already think that. But what she was saying, nobody would be him. Things that would hurt his game. Not things that are it's obvious Anthony's going to work with guys. Okay? If you've seen Evening of the Season, he's very loyal to the men. So if you can't say nothing, you're going to know he's going to be loyal to the men. Which is why I think he wanted to do something different and why he was taking Spicy to final 2. He also knew her outside the game, yes, and they were the only 2 all-stars, but I think he's like, everybody's going to expect for me to want to work with the guys. So let me switch this up. And what Anthony did, whether I don't even think he necessarily was throwing people off that they were working together. Because not necessarily he did, but when people asked about it, he's like, no, Spice is good. She's talked about you. You know, he did that with Matt a lot because Matt had a couple times where he's like, I don't know. What do you think about Spice? It was so many times that Anthony told Matt, like, no, Spice is good. She likes you. I could definitely see us going, you know, long haul. Da, 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 da. So I think he definitely more hyped her game, and Spicy was doing the opposite. But
And
she
he
was
brought
upset
that
this
to
whole
attention,
time.
yeah.
Yep, he's running receipts, and that's why I think Spicy was getting so frustrated because I do think she was loyal to the final two. I really do.
She was.
She just went the wrong way in getting to that final two.
Yeah.
Trying to get to that final two.
Well, she was
So I
always.
think,
I was
Go ahead.
gonna say, go ahead, Eli.
I was just thinking, like, I don't know. I understand that perspective from Spicy because what are you gonna say? Oh, don't touch Anthony. Him and I have a final two. It's like if you're never talking bad about Anthony,
yeah,
Anthony's good, da 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 da. Like they're gonna be like, oh, why do you want to keep Anthony so bad? Where if
Right.
I'm Avery, your tightest person, or just whoever, it's like if you want to have a hidden final two, like you can't just say, oh yeah, keep them safe, but let's just keep them one more week.
But you don't. I think, and from Anthony's perspective, you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, oh yeah, Anthony's solid, Anthony's good to dissuade people from coming for me. You don't have to also throw dirt on my name or be like, oh well, you know he gonna win. You don't have to do that to try to keep people off our scent. You can do that without bringing down the other person's game. And I think that's what he was trying to get her to know, because he's like, yeah, nobody really knew we were working together because I never talked bad about you. I was like, Spice is good, Spice is good. But in her, she
That's
like,
it.
oh yeah, Anthony, we got to watch out for him because Spicy was playing two games at once. Did she want to take Dougie to the end? Absolutely. But she was also
Spicy was playing
keen on the
jury too
idea,
early.
or it was just the fact that she was also keen on the idea of like, well, if one of them takes Dougie out for me, that works for me because then I have full control of this house and everybody's going to take me to the end and I'm going to win regardless. And I get to get my hands clean from taking out Anthony. But then in my speech, I'll let him know, hey, Anthony, I planted these seeds for 8 weeks straight and made sure that you're the one that got taken out. And she knew Anthony, being the player that he is, would respect that in the jury, I think.
Yep.
It just caught up to her, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, I really felt it was it was so sad. It really was sad because you could tell I think she really, I don't know, she was really true to the final two. She just went the wrong way of getting to there. But also you have to remember,
Ty made a good point.
Spicy, what she said? She didn't have to say anything
about Anthony
at all except to Todd and Bailey. That's true.
Really Todd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I just think go ahead.
I was gonna say Spicy. I'm trying to figure out why she didn't see how close Bailey and Anthony were getting. The fact that she kept on giving information to Bailey about, how she was.
She thought Anthony. She had Bailey around her finger.
Yeah. I mean, that's big ups to Bailey for literally from the start of the season. Who would have expected that? It's like, oh, those two might be somewhat fake tight. That'd probably be my perspective. It's like you see them button heads at the start of the season. Oh, they'll never actually come together. And the fact that they did is a testament to both Anthony and Bailey.
And as much as they butt heads, she probably think, oh, at the end of the day, she's going to choose me over Anthony. I think that's why you got to look at people's relationship because that's their relationship. Bailey and Dougie's relationship is them yelling at each other, saying basically F you, and then they're coming together like, okay, I trust you.
I want to go out on a limb and say that what we did not see, based on, because we obviously don't have all the feeds, I'm pretty sure Dougie, that was a conversation he might have had with the camp, like, you know what, Canada, me and Bailey don't like each other, but what if we started working together? Like, we keep up this appearance, how we fight, we argue, so the house doesn't think we're close, but I'm going to use this as a number and really start building a real bridge and relationship with her so I could use that later down the road. I could really see Anthony doing it. And honestly, the way Bailey's played, she probably was saying the same thing. I can't really stand Anthony on a personal level, but you know what? On the game level, let me try to build something with them just in case I need that in my back pocket.
Right.
We'll never see it, but I wonder.
Yeah, it had to be kind of some kind of like situation like that. But
Mhm.
they argue, they're upset. Spicy, of course, come back. Yep, executive veto is where that's when
Preach
final two, I think, was done. I don't even
for
think it was
for
like a
Anthony.
maybe. I think that's executive veto is literally where spicy the big bucks was over. Big bucks. The big bucks was over at executive veto. But we all know that. We talked about that. We were just like, yep, that's Anthony's turned his flip, because you can tell before that, he was already kind of like thinking like, okay, these conversations seems like Spice is getting a little mixed up in it, and you could tell he was kind of catching on a couple lies. But that
Mhm.
definitely sealed the fate. But Spicy goes on the block. She's upset. She goes upstairs. The now final four, they're sitting on the opposite side chairs, and they just running
Talking to
receipts.
how dare
At this
she? Da, da,
point,
da, 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 da.
it's like everybody. I don't know. Y'all got Walgreens in Canada. It's like a Walgreens receipt. You know them receipts you get toilet paper and a bottle of
CVS
water, and
receipt.
yeah,
Is this
CVS. It'd be like this long.
is this what Drake was seeing when he said it's a 20v1? Like,
Yep.
they were
Yep.
on him. They were on Spicy.
Yes.
Spicy was getting draped. Okay.
But listen, but you know what? Spicy said she ain't no punk. Because you know what Spicy went up there? Oh, y'all talking about me? What y'all doing here? Keep talking. Don't stop now. What y'all had to say?
You see that
Don't
was
stop on
quiet.
my
Dougie,
account.
ain't nobody talking about you. Lying. Dougie, tell her what you were saying.
Lying.
Tell her what you're saying.
Yeah.
Give us some
Right.
content. Oh, that would have been great to see on feeds. But they were going back and forth and they were chatting, and y'all know Todd. I had to put this in my notes. Todd don't really be saying nothing. Todd be minding his business. Todd was sitting there, and Dougie was saying, Spicy had a final 2, final 3. She had a final everything with everybody. Todd, I watched while she was drunk. We got drunk, and I watched her tell 8 different people, "Let's do a final 3."
Todd, please.
Been told this information, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he brought that up in that moment, I was like, Todd, where'd it come from? I want you
Trying to be Nancy.
people. She had a final 3. I ain't gonna lie, I like Todd. Man, Todd Nation. I don't want you to win,
Todd
Todd.
Nation, baby. Todd Nation.
I want you to win. I would like for you to go home
It's
this
gone.
week.
Todd Nation is
Well,
gone to the
not this
jury
week, but
house.
yes. But sir, you can go home Tuesday, honestly. But anyways, it's another story. So, anyways, yeah, Spicy. Oh, the fight. So, when we get to the episode, the fight, well, the bigger fight, Spicy, of course, is on the block at this point, and she tries to have this conversation with Dougie again. And he basically running receipts back and forth. You can Spicy. She eventually gets fed up. There's a glass. Was it a vase or a glass?
Your bag, Dougie.
I think it was a glass of water.
Dougie.
It was some. She
smacked it.
threw it. And it was dramatic. I was like, ooh. I said, "Oh, not the glass breaking!"
Just like that.
And boy, Dougie even got out of character. Boy, he came in there with his muscles and stuff. I said, "Okay, Dougie."
And they like, "What is that? Was something breaking?" And here she go. I just want y'all to know that me and Dougie had a final 2 since the day 1. That's why. And they like, girl, that just confirms us that you was playing off because you had a final 2 with me, you had a final 2 with him, you had a final 2. So that just lets them know that you was playing everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like I understand Spicy's frustration a little bit in this conversation.
For sure.
Because Dougie kept being like, "Oh, we're gonna all right, I have to start at the beginning again. Oh, let's start from the very beginning and figure out what's not clicking for you." And Spicy's just like,
Also,
"I'm saying what I'm saying."
Right. Also, too, what was frustrating her too, I believe she was like, just say that I'm a good player and I'm gonna win this game. That's why you're getting rid of me. Quit trying to make it seem like, oh, it was because of all this, that probably had a part in it. But at the end of the day, all that stuff,
Dougie wants to win.
You just say you want me gone because I'm a great player. Just say that. You don't have to go on all this rigmarole.
He probably like, "Nah, I want you to go home because you spoiled my game."
Yeah,
that's what we really want to say.
And that's what he did.
Let me see. What Benjamin say?
They were just.
I disagreed. That was Bailey's move. Oh, yeah, talking about the executive veto. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Continue conversing amongst yourselves. Yeah. So she was upset, and I ain't gonna even lie. I hollered First of all, I just have to note this. This is exactly this moment right here. I knew once we found out that Byyyeee had won HOH going forward, I was like, Anthony not hitting that block. He's not hitting the block unless, obviously he has to, but she's not nominating him. Because when the fight happened, who did Byyyeee go to first?
Dougie.
Did she run to Spicy first?
What happened?
Or did she run to Dougie? She went straight to Dougie. And I'm not gonna lie, I screamed when Spicy came in there with that dustpan and broom. She's so messy. She went.
Oh, that was so fun.
They ain't had no conversation about me.
Dougie was looking like.
And I'm taking my time sweeping it up too.
He said,
"Oh, so mess." I'm not gonna lie. That moment right there when she came with that dustpan, I need to just clip that little moment because they're like.
If she ain't gonna let go, I'm gonna sit here all night cleaning up every little speck.
Yep.
Now, I will say there were a lot of people online saying, "Oh, Spicy, she maybe should have got kicked out of the game
with 2 days left."
Anyways. She was going home anyways. So whatever.
They definitely
Shima
did
or whatever. But
that was pre-jury.
Pre-jury, she might have would have got like a penalty for something for sure.
Maybe.
And I think it gave us an amazing moment. Like seriously,
it did.
I'm not saying that might be one of the most remembered thing in terms of like BB Canada. Maybe I'm overhyping it because it just happened. Yeah. But the fact that I think the glass, like Dougie cuts Spicy or backdoor Spicy, and Spicy's upset, and that happens. Just that moment is so like magnificent from following the season, and it finally happened.
I also think that intention may have played a part. I still don't think they would have expelled her, but I think if she would have been in the kitchen and she visibly picked up a glass that she knew was a glass and threw it, I think that would have been
at him too.
Yeah,
there's a difference. Yeah, if she had at his head and she would have been gone. She would have for sure.
Yeah. and then Canada PD would have been right there outside the door waiting for her because that's a tip.
It was probably more so because it was away from her. Away from Dougie and not towards him.
Looking at it, she maybe in her mind when you get mad, you just hit something. Maybe she thought it was one of those plastic bottles because they get plastic bottles too, right? They got some plastic ones.
So you could have thought break. Drops on the floor, whatever.
They're gonna have plastic bottles next year.
I was just about to say, well, you know one thing, they ain't getting no more glasses. No, they not, because all it takes is one thing to happen on Big Brother, and they'd be like, we getting plastic knives.
Right. So I'm assuming maybe in her head she thought it was plastic because I don't think she would visually want to break nothing anyway. She was like, she just thought of the nearest thing that she could toss, and that was what it was, and it just happened to break. But yeah,
exactly.
As she threw it at him, oh yeah, Spicy would be in cuffs on her way out.
Yep.
Out the door. They wait for her at the door.
So we finally get to eviction night. And our good sis, Eric, I'm sure you have better memory than me. You wanna let us know what Spicy's little tidbits she said on the way out. She had a speech. Okay.
She did have a speech. I don't remember it verbatim, but I do know
the good part.
It's been great. You said what?
The meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes. So especially like, it's been great. Had a great time. I want you all to, she knew she was going home. So at the end of the day, she was like, I just want you to know that I was true to my word. I was going to go to the final two with Dougie pretty much. She was letting him know that I was honest and all that. But she said, you know what?
She said the big bucks. She was name dropping.
Called it out. Name dropped it. And then also hot chocolate. She's named hot chocolate. She said I was in alliance with him. Hot chocolate, X, Y, and Z. And pretty much she said, I may be going home tonight, but if you want to win the game, we need to take the trash out. And she pointed and looked at Dougie.
I know that pissed Dougie off. I know that pissed him off. He was pissed. Oh, I wish we had fees right after that. What was so funny to me is as soon as that door closed, Byyyeee, what's hot chocolate?
What's hot chocolate?
Once again,
ain't no one care about the Byyyeee.
Sister, what you are? Sister Byyyeee.
Sister.
Okay. Sister Byyyeee. I was with you on that one. Because I would have been like, that's spice.
And you had Todd. Even Tom was like, what was that? The chocolate.
When I tell you that
chocolate.
was so awkward, and Anthony wants to hear nothing. I like, Anthony, now you know you hear these people. I was like, her chocolate. He was just like,
the Final Four, y'all. Congrats
Final
to Final
Four.
Four.
I said, oh my God. Anthony is just straight going against it. You can tell like it bothered her.
Facts.
It bothered Byyee. It's a mere Victoria Anthony match. No, honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
Let me see. I guess we might as well hop into today's episode, honestly.
Do we want to talk about well, first off, hats off to Victoria. I love Spicy V. I'll forever love Spicy V. If we
played a fair game.
If we had 16 Spicy V's in a house.
That's why we got our black on today. This is for Spicy.
I wouldn't say all that, but
she's forever entertainment. She is forever entertainment.
Yeah.
But
she played.
But we saw after
she played a messy, entertaining game.
Facts, which I want 16 people to do that. But
for real, right?
Do we want to touch on her exit interviews and stuff like that? Do we care?
Please.
Shout out to the exit interviews.
Please.
Lies. Delusion. Girl.
Now, Miss Brown Sugar, you know, sister with an ER and sister with an A. It's two different sisters. So I had to make sure the sisters was on track. You know what I'm saying? You get it. But the gist of these interviews, shout out to Pharaoh because he was looking like,
and on Silent Podcast
reality,
with Josie and did one with
Josie, they was all looking like, you know how like when your eye twitch, I know they wanted to be like, I know you.
Pharaoh's face was like, you really gonna fit it,
man. When I tell you, I know how hard it is to keep your composure and not like, you know, give up like tea to the game. We have been lucky enough to really only talk to people that have gone pre-jury. So I know I would have been like, no, Spice. They'd have been like, man, we don't need to do interviews no more.
Done tainting the jury.
So, you know what?
But they let Taryn do that. He had follow-up and he was able to get receipts. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that. A lot of people are talking about that. Like,
I saw that. I was like,
he shouldn't have been able to do that.
I think it's completely
he did that during jury?
During his interview with Spicy.
Interview.
Yes.
Or he was like, well,
but according to
his interview with Spicy.
Yeah, he was like, according to. Go ahead, tell us, Eli. Yeah.
I know we're both itching to say what happened, but yeah, when he was talking about Spicy again, denied it, like, oh, I've never been against Anthony, and then Taryn was like, oh, what about when you told Todd out of nowhere, be aware, or said some quote about Todd? I'm sure Aaron remembers it better, but brought up a specific that Spicy said.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that because she did it, and it's not something that was hidden. I feel like as long as she was present in that conversation, if it comes to jury, I feel like it could be talked about. Now, if you're telling Spicy about something that happened outside of her being in that conversation, or giving her what's the word, the truth about like, oh, you know how you heard this conversation, well, basically confirming something happened in the game, then I think that's where you're messing with it. But as long as she was present in that conversation, like you remember when you had this conversation with Ty, I think that's perfectly fine. In my opinion.
I think just the way that it's done, I don't know if it definitely ain't gonna mess, because like Miss Brown Sugar says, she don't believe that she lying, so it definitely wouldn't. I just think the context is like you providing a receipt.
I need to go watch it.
You in an interview.
I might have a different comment about it. Come to you. We might have a different comment, but
when you say, yeah, I've never lied, I was always true to Dougie, and then the interview was like, oh, but wait, you did say this knowing they still have the game left, because Spicy's done this before. She knows that, oh, is this perception? Is Canada thinking this is what I'm doing? Are the viewers thinking this is, that I'm lying? Some type of, I think her having been this way, I think she could take it a certain way.
I could,
not that she cares.
Now that I can see that. Yeah, we know sister with a Spice. We know she's a little delusional, and by little I mean a lot in the game of Big Brother. But I can see that because me hearing that, because her whole thing was, oh, you're gonna be a villain. Canada's gonna see you as a villain. They're gonna hate you because I was true to the final two. hearing that, I'll be like, dang, what if Canada thinks that? Canada, or knows. Let me not even say think. Spice, what if Canada thinks this? Then that might trigger my vote because, of course, I want to be bitter. If I'm Spice, I want to be bitter, and I don't want to vote for Anthony.
Yeah.
So, in order to say, basically what they did to Taylor, everybody know in the exit interviews, they tipped them off about the hate they about to get when they get to the house.
Yeah.
So I think in that situation, the way you explain it, I can see that being like, well, I don't want Canada to hate me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and vote for Anthony, even though I hope that's the case. But, I can see both sides.
I don't hate a little bit of delusion in the jury house. There's gonna be a lot of it, and I guess delusion does give us bad winners. But you know what? I think everyone should have their own reason to vote. And will it have an impact? I guess we'll
care
see.
a lot.
We'll see.
She does care a lot. I would like Benjamin was saying he hopes their roundtable is hosted by somebody impartial. On the cool, I would absolutely love for Kuzi to host a roundtable. Okay. Would love it because she gonna give really? That's what we saying? Okay. Kuzi, no, I love her shade. Okay, she slips it in like, whoop, whoop. You know how like, imagine like a Kleenex going under a door. Like that's how she slips in the shade. You be like, Kuzi, go on to the next question. I would absolutely love if she did roundtable.
I think it'll be tough to find someone that's completely impartial. The fact that they're gonna be talking about Dougie
because Dougie's there. He knows,
and he's so. Everybody. It sounds like he's so well loved within the BBCAN community.
Look, Benjamin just saying that.
Players.
Benjamin saying it's tricky though because a lot of the alumni are friends with Anthony. We have to make sure it's fair for Lex and Byyyeee too. I agree because if y'all call me Tracy J, Latrice, y'all call me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, Anthony, I'm throwing him the alley. Okay.
Not you.
Things that I think I am. Y'all would never ask me back again because y'all would be like, she did that on purpose, did. Because in the things that I think that would hinder him in the jury, I would ask my questions. I'd be like, well, Anthony, so the house thinks that you played them. Did you, in fact, indeed play? You know what I'm saying? I would give him questions that the jury needs to make a decision on for their vote that he needs to clarify. So I can see that happening. But
I'm trying to think of an impartial person. Would it have to be like Dan Giesling again?
Honestly, you know who should be doing roundtable? Arissa.
Why? I was thinking that too, low key.
Arissa is messy. She a little messy. And I think it would be entertaining. And I just like Arissa.
I was just thinking that.
We love Arissa. Show, but you can tell she's really watching the show. So I would love if she would do roundtable. That'd be interesting to see her do a roundtable.
I think she'd be great at the roundtable. Because why can't the host do it? It's basically like an exit interview when they get eliminated anyway. So why can't the host be the roundtable person?
With Kevin Jacobs being partial, I don't want to see Kevin Jacobs ever again on my TV. I'm tired of him.
What's wrong with Kevin?
Kevin ain't do nothing but try to help Tola out. No, I do think Kevin would be impartial.
Kevin, did he marry that woman? You know the woman he was with when he was on show? I know they got engaged. They married yet?
Yeah. I know they might be married.
But they're not married yet.
They might be.
I don't know, but Kevin Jacobs and Mrs. Jacobs, they can go off into the world and spend their money. And I'd be cool if I never saw them again.
Carrie told me we don't want Bye, Carrie.
I also said that.
Hold on. Me and Carrie, we stay here, okay? Me and Carrie are besties because we be here. Ty, we stay here too. We here. Okay.
I'm here with y'all, right? I'm here with y'all. I'm also
with the Cheetah Girls.
Don't put me in there just in case somebody clip this. Don't add me in there. Me and Kevin friends.
You listen. I said it. It was me.
So I ain't got to say about it.
I'm just kidding. Kinda. So anyways, Byyyeee and Dougie have a conversation, right? And before she wins HOH, he's telling her like, hey, you promise not to put me up, you promise da 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 da. He's like, yes, I promise, we good. They fist bump. Whew. good to go, right? This is, right after or before. I can't remember. They had the conversation about hot chocolate, and you can tell she's kind of like about it. And Bailey does ask Doug who's all in, and you can tell because earlier when we talked about her asking about the hot chocolate lines, he kind of glazed over it, barely said anything. But I guess she was just like, no, you gonna tell me an answer. And so she's asking him about it. She's like, so who's all in it? He says Kayla, Avery, Spice, and him. Right? And what he do? Brother man done slipped up. He done slipped up, which was very smart. The whole time he having the conversation, I said, don't say legs, don't say legs. And he didn't. And then he did. And shout out to Bailey though. Okay. Bailey has done a lot of crazy things in the house, but one thing Bailey is not stupid. Okay. Say what you want about Bailey, but out of all the newbies, I don't want to even say all the newbies, the only newbie, I will give her props where props are due. She has clocked a lot. Now, there are a lot of times where she didn't act on the clockness, but I will give her the credit that she has clocked a lot. And she has clocked a lot, honestly, on Spicy's game and Anthony's.
And saying it to their face. Honestly. And she never back down.
And that's one thing I like about Bailey. She really, she is standing on business. She really is. Because and you see how she didn't get the answer on Thursday at 7? I'm gonna get the answer at Friday at 2. And if I'm not getting it Friday at 2, Friday at 8, I'm gonna run it back.
Right.
Because you remember when I asked about hot chocolate? What's up?
Yeah. So you just tell me about hot chocolate, or you can sit on that block.
Yeah.
Now, which is it?
She really is, right? So of course we get to HOH, and it is a before and after question comp. Of course, Anthony was HOH last week, so you sit now. So it's between Todd, Lex, and Bailey. I really thought my first thought was because I remember, I don't know if y'all remember this, but Lex earlier in the season, she says that she has a really easy memory. I don't know if that helped in this, but in this comp, it definitely did help. Because Lex and Bailey ended up tying. But the tiebreaker question, those tiebreaker questions, they always get you. But Bailey does win, and she secures herself into final three.
Congrats to Bailey.
Ooh, how special.
And I would say, out of all the newbies in the house, anybody that deserves to be in final 3 is Bailey. Okay, she very well deserves to be here. But we did get a little peek into jury. One of y'all want to talk about jury? Either one of y'all. Eli, you want to talk about jury?
I'm not gonna lie, I was half watching at this point because Drake.
You talking about this jury today?
Jury
today?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll talk about jury then.
Oh, I was like, I can talk about the jury house.
Yeah, the jury house.
Go for it.
So pretty much, like I said earlier, a little glimpse into what happened. You have the rest of the people sitting on the couch, they chilling, they drinking a little whatever, eating their food, they relaxing by the pool, and here go Tola, CrossFit. I gotta get ready. Just in case there's a battle back. I gotta stay.
The funny thing is, the battle back would have been like, oh, hold your arm up. And Dola's gonna be like, oh, my arms are sore. Y'all set me up.
Right. So they were all laughing at him because he think he's about to battle back and getting back into the game.
That's the Tola. Tola's personality, like, I really wish he had gotten to power earlier, because it's like when he gets the camera, he's kind of like Todd. Like, let's have a little power. Let one little POV. He wake up a little bit. So I really wish he had won earlier, because I like Todd. The house damn near hated him. But I like Tola. I mean, that's it, Tola. I like both of them.
Yeah. But I did too. I like Tola. And then everybody else is like going around who they want to see come in. Tola said he wants to see Spicy come back in, and then who comes in the door? Spicy. And he's excited. Everybody's like, no,
baby. Spice was on 10, baby. Let me tell y'all what happened. I said, Spice, slow down, baby.
Is the reason Anthony put me on the block. and send me home. Can we talk about Anthony, y'all? Can we talk about how he played all of us? He played you, he played me. He's not loyal to anybody. He talks loyalty. He's not loyal. And then here go the jury. Yeah, Anthony, if he makes it in, he's gonna be in the hot seat. He's gonna have some questions to answer for. Like, I'm like, oh, this jury ain't looking good. It's not looking good.
At least I think it was Elijah that said,
But-
he just better own it. He just better own it.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Goose said that. And I mean, I think we talked about it. We were talking about like jury votes. We were talking about it with Adam. Shout out to Adam. And we were talking about Goose. And I said one thing I think specifically with Goose's vote, he's gonna vote for, he's the Big Brother fan. So out of everybody in the jury, he is the one person that I think could be wrong, but I think he's going to really look at the facts. If Anthony, like you said, he owns up to everything that he did. He places his game out. He doesn't shy away from, oh yeah, I had planned to keep it. I think if Dougie says at the executive veto, my final two with Spicy was true. Up until then I knew I couldn't work with her at the executive veto. Like if he owns up to his, what he does, I really think he'll be impartial. And I think Tola is along with him with that vote.
Yeah.
But rest of the house, and you see how easy it is though. Did y'all notice? Kayla and Avery, they was feeling whatever kind of way. Soon as Spicy puts the battery in their back. And if y'all don't have an opinion of your own, please.
Kayla, you're supposed to be like a swing vote for us. You're supposed to be the
swing vote.
Spicy got you.
That's what I told you. I said I don't think Kayla, Avery, Spice are gonna vote together, regardless. I think, regardless.
Yeah.
And if Bailey goes with them, that's 4 votes. The girls control who wins the game. If Bailey goes,
and they all were praising Bailey. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope it's not Bailey coming in. Bailey this, Bailey that, Bailey this, Bailey that. Hey, just write her the check already. Apparently,
this why I want Lexus in final 2 because they would vote for Todd.
Right.
I'm gonna go on the limb and say there's like a 89% chance they'll vote for Todd over Dougie, because the 4 girls, they control the vote. So,
and like when you mentioned Lex, when they brought up Lex, they was like, I thought Lex was really doing something in the game, but really she like a little cat, just kind of.
Oh, y'all ain't talking about.
Doing
y'all
nothing.
Ain't talking when Spicy gives y'all this much slack and y'all leash every week. I know y'all not. Okay, I thought y'all said something.
Look, I thought a jury house member said something.
Now we being messy sitting at home on our own couches.
Right. No, because if I'm Lex and I got to hear this back, like I would love if they got to hear what people saying about them in jury too. Like that, I think that would be funny.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I would not want to hear that if I don't want to hear that if I'm Lexus.
After the votes are cast, and then let them say a little something back. Oh, y'all was doing all the talking, but who made it to these final 2 chairs? Okay.
Right.
Just even if I don't win, I still got a bigger check than you.
Exactly. So we are gonna that pretty much for the most part wraps up the week. Bailey is HOH.
Shout out to them. They look great.
We forgot to talk about Kuzi and Ty. I mean, Ty, Lord. Kuzi and Jed did the little recaps of the season. Awards. And oh my gosh, I always want to fast forward through it. I hate it. But
this was interesting though.
Jed was just fine. Kuzi is hilarious. And that's literally why I was like, man, I would love to see her in jury because she would be funny. But I think she would get the tea. I think she will get to the meat and potatoes. Of the season. That's gonna be my overused phrase. The meat and the potatoes. But
her jokes were landing. I literally got the clip. If y'all want me to play it, I'll see if we can hear it. But it was. Let's see if I can turn it up so we can hear it.
Jay little braids look good.
We've only seen Kuzi. Kuzi, like a beer Kuzi, something that stays cool under pressure. Can somebody please explain that concept to Bailey?
Bruh, she is so funny.
Kuzi have
the Todd slander was hilarious. Can somebody please tell Todd who I am?
What
I love it.
What was Dougie?
I just want to hear you sound like a dolphin.
Yeah, what was Dougie's?
Hold on.
Because
Let's
I
see.
don't know if we can
Let's
play
see.
the whole thing without Canada.
Don't play the whole thing, Eric. They're gonna cut our
Yeah.
stream.
Hey, the
What was
Toronto
Dougie's
shooters
thing?
are gonna hit us because
They
what she
sure
just
is.
used all of Dougie's. Oh, naps. Like she was talking about Dougie's naps. Freeze, I ain't watched digital day. I ain't watched the dailies. Were they showing Dougie napping like that?
No. No.
Okay, you know what? I think either Kuzi said, "Oh, here's a softball," or they had to give her that because if they aren't showing Dougie taking naps, then
Yeah, I mean,
don't
they
know.
probably, you know, like when she got like, okay, let's see what material you're gonna use. They probably throwing out ideas. Oh, we can talk about, you know, I'm sure they
Dougie
gave her
taking
like
naps.
little.
Yeah.
They gave her what do you call like oh, you could use this, and she kind of expanded off of it. Or whatever.
Mhm.
Made it funny and made it.
But she was
hers.
great. Like I'm agreeing with you, Treese. I don't think
yeah, it
I've
was
ever
funny.
been entertained through like one of these types. Because normally I don't even watch BBUSs at all. Period. I don't. I think I watched the cookouts because it was like monumental, and I wanted to see, you know, the 3 first ever time in BBUS history like that. But I don't. Any other time, I've never sat here and watched these
Like-
episodes. Can't stand them.
Like, I'm sorry. This is about 800 million times better than Zingbot. I've gotten to the point where I can't stand Zingbot. I'm like,
y'all gonna hate me. I'm over
mind.
Zingbot. I'm gonna be very real. If Zingbot not gonna be back mean and cuss people out, he can stay at home. Because
If
I'm
You
not
ain't got to
13.
cuss somebody out. Like these were good.
No,
These
cuss
would have
him
been great zings. You'd have been like zing. Like, will somebody please let Todd know who I am? Zing, because he don't. It's Todd. And she said something about, oh, what did she know? She said, oh, and let him, like, nobody cared about it, or something about Donna. She mentioned Donna, or it's like, you really thought, yeah, I don't know. It was funny.
You think Donna still cares about you? She
Yeah.
she probably
Yeah, I'm over Zingbot. I ain't gonna lie. The last time Zingbot was funny was when what's old girl name?
Kathy Griffin.
That was the last time I remember it was like.
What was it? Was that like BB16? Was that literally?
That was one with Zach and Frankie.
10 years ago. Yeah.
That was the last time it was like funny. Because I'm gonna be very real. I don't remember a lot of the zines after that. Like, there's none that's like imprinted in my head. Yeah. I wish they would just put Zingbot on After Dark and just let them like cook. Like, just cook all of them. Like, just let them come in the house 15 minutes at like 1 a.m. and just let it cook. Give the feeders a little tea. You know, let us get our money worth a little bit. Yes, Oscar. It is childish right now.
It'd be so boring.
Yeah, it is childish. So we now have our final 4. Byyee, Anthony, Todd, and Lex. So I'm gonna go through it. So Anthony is in the final 2 chairs. Who does he beat?
Lexus.
Before we get into that, do you mind if I ask? Because I know a big point of Dougie's previous season was how do you do with jury management? Where did he fall apart this time? Is it purely him getting Spicy out tarnishes jury management, or because I think that's the key thing? Is it like the jury doesn't like him again? If the jury liked him, he'd win against everyone. And I think the conversation needs to be, where did the jury sour on him again?
I honestly think, see, in this situation, I think he did mess up his chances a lot more because of the way Spicy went out. But I feel like there's no way he would have beat Spicy. So it had to be done. Like, if he wanted to at least make it to those final 2 chairs or final 3, whatever, I feel like for his game, if Spicy was sitting in that final 2 chairs, she beats Anthony. She does. Because there was gonna be Kayla, Avery that would have voted for her, Byyee, Todd might not have voted for her. Goose wouldn't have Tola. Wait, who would have been Lex? Oh, wait, you know what? I take that back. Anthony might have still beat her. The big thing
stand now with Byyee?
Todd would be the kicker
swing
in that, because I do think Goose,
Lex and Tola.
Tola and Lex for sure vote for Anthony, right? And so Todd would be the one in the middle. Is he going to vote with Byyyeee or vote for who he actually really wants to win? Because he was already feeling some type of way about Spicy. You know, he already was like, I know Spicy lied. I know Spicy played me. You know, he said that multiple times in the last, 2 or 3 dailies. So that would really come down to it. Of course, knowing what we know now, it seems like he would more so vote for Anthony, but you never know when they get to that jury, you know. Spicy does have a lot of influence as well. So that's also saying something.
Yeah. It's really going to really come down maybe to the questions, if they really care about the questions in the game and all of that stuff. Because I really don't know. I don't know if Anthony can win it. I feel like, should he win it? Absolutely. If he's in those final 2 chairs, no matter who he's against. But I think he's going to definitely lose against Byyyeee. I don't think he should lose to Todd, but if he loses to Todd, it's a bitter jury. And even though we know the concept of the bitter juries don't really exist, because whoever they vote for is who they vote for. But should Todd win over Anthony? Absolutely not. But Todd's going home, so it don't even matter. Look, he going home anyway, so it don't even matter. In terms of Todd, but out of the 3, the ladies, Lexus, I don't see her beating Anthony. I don't see
Lexus beating anybody.
I think Lexus is a 0 vote finalist, no matter what.
So whoever sits next to Lexus is an unanimous win.
I think so.
Has anybody in Canada ever won unanimously?
I think, did we have this conversation with Adam?
Because it would have been Ty, but punk ass Tara. Oh, let me not say her name for they pop up.
I'll research.
I don't think. Look, me not knowing Canada.
I remember.
Kevin won.
Oh,
Kevin beat
Martin.
Karen.
Okay.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kevin Martin. I love Kevin.
So they would be the second person to win unanimously.
Kevin Martin doing round table would be good. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, I'll just say I think whoever takes her, they're gonna win unanimously. Hey Josie. But yeah, Anthony and Byyyeee is gonna be. It'll probably be a 4-3 split, and it could go either way, depending on how they feel it. It's Hot Chocolate feeling. Hot Chocolate is there, like, you know, Kayla and Avery kind of like hot chocolate, and all of that. But the Spicy and her battery pack influence that.
Listen, and we know how they edit this jury content, because Tola probably was doing push-ups for a battle back 3 weeks ago. Probably. So Karen doing round table with Eat. I love Karen. Oh my god. She is so funny to me. Lexus, I think Lexus loses to everybody. I really do.
Yeah, she does.
Todd.
Well, he's going home.
Do we want to give?
I do think Todd is going home for sure.
Do you want to talk about like Lexus and Todd? This is our last chance, because I don't think we're gonna talk much about.
We're not. That's why I was like, let's
maybe Lexus. So we should probably like say shout out to Todd for winning a couple vetoes, and that's about it.
His
Todd,
3 vetoes
at the end, and you was funny. Todd Nation, stand up, but you want to go home
because because the next time we be back, it'll be finale, right? So by the way,
the show will be over.
Lexus pulled out a veto, so she saved herself on the block, and Anthony automatically renommed, and Lexus has a sole vote.
Probably.
She's going to evict Todd.
We cut to Tuesday, or I guess Wednesday, either one, and Lexus cuts Anthony. Does she have a shot against Todd?
It don't matter if she cut Anthony tonight, if she cut him tomorrow, or if she cut him last week.
No, I don't think so.
She's not going to.
Because the jury would love that.
They would. Honestly, yes. Honestly, I think that the only way that Lexus could win is if she went on another season and played with a bunch of different people. I love Lexus, but sis, they hate you. And it's not even they don't. I think they do not like her.
I really don't understand.
I really do. I don't be getting it. This is why we need feeds, because I take that back. We had feeds on what's her name, and it was still whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all know I be saying stuff. But I do want to note, Ben said that I just hope Dougie fans don't turn on Lexus if she does evict Anthony here. Benjamin, they definitely will.
They will.
We know the
She everything
fandom,
that
and there
Spicy
are a lot of
said that she was.
there are a lot of crazies. There are a lot of crazy. But hey, if I'm Lex not stupid. She's not.
I
I
ain't
think
cutting
she
Anthony.
knows. I think she knows that it's going to be hard for her to win. So if I'm Lex, I would want to come to the end with Anthony because at least I'm coming to the end with my boy. Ty and Byyyeee have done absolutely nothing for me. They don't mess with me. So why would I put money in their hands? If I'm gonna put money, if I have to go to the end, if I know I'm playing for second place and it's Eric or Eli against Johnny. Even if I had a better chance to win, but I'm just like, I probably have a better chance against Johnny, but chances are he's still gonna beat me. I put money on Eric or Eli hand because I'm asking for a steak dinner. Okay, like,
but okay,
I would
but
want my
too,
friend to have some money.
Her road to get into that final two is going to be much more difficult because you have two people playing against you, and you're one, and they have a better shot at beating you in these comps based on, comparing notes based on how the comp track records are. They have a better chance at beating you, and they're going to take each other over you. So it's in her best interest to keep Dougie because Dougie is 1000% taking her. And Byyyeee, if Byyyeee were to win that final 3 HOH, she can be like, I could probably beat Anthony, but why would I take that chance? Let me go ahead and stake this final move. Victoria did say whoever takes out Anthony wins the game. So she's cutting Anthony too. She guarantees herself final 2. Because at this point, if I'm Lex, I'm not even trying in the final 3, honestly.
Everybody should be bringing Lex to final 2. But I think Lex's only maybe chance would be only chance would be if she was up against Ty, but I hope I'm right. I'm 98% sure Ty going home or Ed Jury.
Now this is a huge reach, and this is not, I don't believe this at all whatsoever. I think she loses regardless. But if the jury is hung up on Anthony backstabbing him and not being loyal, if she were to somehow win final 3, cuts Byyyeee, and then she preaches loyalty, how she's been loyal to the people that were loyal all the time, the entire time, and even when she could have took him out, but loyalty was huge to her, they may pull on some of these people's string. I don't think so.
You never know. You never know.
Girls, then we talk about wanted the woman to
Anthony
win this
is
season.
like Josh cutting Betty. When Josh cut Betty, my heart broke. It did. It cut into it did. And I think nothing will top that. Will I be sad? Yes.
Yes, always.
Honestly, I don't think nothing. I think in Big Brother cut history, that is the most shocking for me. Like even in BBUS, there was no way Josh was cutting Betty. Okay. My heart is getting warmed up now thinking about it. Look at top, but my heart go break. I know. I think Anthony thinks he can beat both of them. I think
Anthony took Byyyeee, he'd be a fool.
I don't think
he doesn't realize.
I don't think he will though.
I think Anthony has every right to be like, oh, whoever I take, I'm gonna win. Will it be a mistake?
He does have that right.
Maybe, yeah. But what?
Because
I don't know. What has Byyyeee? I mean, Bailey's never. I'm not going to talk because Bailey's driven this end game. So let me not say Byyyeee hasn't played the game.
You know what?
That's true. And you know what? Oh, go ahead, Eric. What you was about to say?
I was just gonna say too. You know what? You make a really good point, Ben, because he could be like, "Oh, Lex ain't gonna mind if I cut her. She'll understand. She'll still give me a vote at the end." And he could cut her, thinking that she's gonna vote for him, and she probably will vote for him regardless if he cuts her at final 3, thinking that he has it sold up with Byyyeee, only to find out that he don't.
But I will also say
a gross mistake.
I will also say, and I'm gonna be real, like the perfect scenario for me is Lex winning the HOH, the final HOH, and cutting Byyyeee for her and Dougie to go final 2, because
that's what I said.
Spicy has a lot of influence. Byyyeee has a lot of influence.
Yeah.
And even though I think Lex is gonna lose against Anthony regardless, I think Byyyeee is gonna go in there like strong, like.
But she won't get to go in the jury
Anthony,
though.
She's gonna come in at the end where they ask questions.
I mean, not enough
Right.
to influence no one.
Not enough to influence anyone though.
Oh, you right.
Walk
It's
into
not gonna
the
be that
finale
long,
floor.
huh?
Yeah, she not gonna see them
That's right. I forgot about
until the
that.
stage.
Oh, she gets. Yeah, you right. You right.
Now, had Lexus,
but is she gonna use that time she got? Hold on. If Bailey got 7 minutes to talk, she gonna use 8. So I'm gonna give my sister with an ER. I'm gonna give her flowers because I think if she got 7 minutes, she gonna give you 8, and it's gonna be 8 minutes of something.
If Bailey were to have went home on had Todd won this HOH, Lexus win veto, Lexus send Bailey home or to the jury house, then I think Anthony's chances to her influence on the jury, she can be like, no, Anthony has played this, and this, and she gonna hype up Todd, but I think she would also be like, Todd and Anthony deserve to win, and especially if it's end up being Anthony and Lexus, she gonna be pulling hard for Anthony. So I think that was his best chance.
I will say, no matter, or I guess if Lexus does cut Todd, I think Todd will also be preaching the similar things. I don't think Todd.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I do too.
I think Todd might not care enough to actually vouch for.
To be real,
we don't even know how to do that. Todd don't know how to influence no jury.
Todd could have left day 1 and or day 89. He'd be like, cool.
But do you think he's gonna be like, oh, Spicy, your trip? Anthony's kind of right. Anthony's right.
No, he won't.
So.
He don't even know he don't even know what that part of the game is.
Maybe.
And he's not even gonna be at the thing. He's gonna be at the hotel. So, I don't know if they do it differently in Canada.
Jury roundtable, I think he'd show up.
Yeah.
Benjamin said that Bailey's anger here is to convince Anthony that him sending Lex to jury would be a vote for him. That, yes. And I would double down. I would say, I think he knows that, but I think he knows. I mean, putting Lex in the jury is a for sure vote for him. But let's get it real. Let's be real. Dougie thinks that everybody is gonna vote for him regardless. Like, nobody can deny my greatness. So that's probably beside the point. I'm gonna go for the for sure dub over the possible dub. You know what I'm saying? Like with Bailey, I might have to fight a little bit. The girls are in the jury, so it might be a harder chance for me. And Bailey seems like she has more of a, I wouldn't say convincing, because what is Lexus gonna say? You know what I'm saying? She did win a couple comps. She was loyal, but Lexus, I think where Lexus would go wrong in her speech, I could go wrong, but she could go and say, well, y'all turned against me. Y'all did this. Y'all did this. You did this. And the jury's not going to want to hear this. You know, you point at me, you point at me, you point at me. They're going to want to hear what she did. And so I think we know she's going to lose anyways, but I think that's where they're going to go wrong. But if you sit there, if Bailey goes to Dougie and say, well, we know for sure there's no way Lex is no way in hell gonna vote for me, for her final 2. She's for sure gonna be your vote. Like, she would have to double down. He would have to double down on that. But
yeah, we're gonna see y'all. We'll see on Wednesday.
I think that Bailey or Lex will be easy wins. Yeah, I do. I think Dougie thinks.
I think he may get banned, unfortunately.
Is this season
a travesty? Take that back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Is this season a bad season if
no
Bailey were to beat Dougie?
No.
You think
Bailey? I think she's more than earned her win for sure.
If Bailey wins, I would only be upset in the fact of damn, I wanted Anthony to win. But if Bailey won, I would never say she didn't deserve to win, because if the All-Stars weren't there, she would for sure be my she needs to dub. She needs to win. And it would be very interesting. I can't remember, somebody said it earlier. Ty. I think it would have been very interesting to see Byyyeee in power earlier in the game. That probably would have made for a whole different game.
I will
honestly, a Dougie or a Byyyeee win is really honestly where it is.
A solid season.
But I will say I don't want them both in final 2. So
I was gonna say the opposite. I don't because that's 2 Titans. Imagine. I think Byyyeee would be able to cook up.
That would make for a good final 2.
I forget.
It would, but I don't.
But we know how it ends. We know how that ends, though.
Dougie's been cooking up his speech for so long. You don't think he could flip Spicy if he has an amazing speech? I think he could. I think Dougie has the power to be like, hey, I walked in to do this. and be able to flip some people. I think that can happen. Both of them having great speeches. It's
Listen, this is my thing, and we getting close to time. We need to wrap it up.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna say this: if I'm Dougie and I'm giving my speech, I'm gonna be looking real hard at Spicy. Like, I know game is game, but if you deny me this win, we supposed to be friends outside of here. You got a chance to put $100,000 in my pocket. You you better put my name better be in your key 2 times.
Hold on. I know Spicy and Doug have had conversations about like who win final 2. If you win, you better take me so and so. You better take me so and so. I would have threw that in there. Well, you already know that ski trip we talked about. I would have just throw that right at the end of my like, sis, I still got you. Send me a vote. I got you.
Because how would you feel if your actual friend was in and they didn't vote for you to win the game and you lost by that 1 vote?
I'd be better. Would I still be friends with you outside the game? Yes, but I would bring it up any chance I got. You get tired of me. We'd be at Christmas and be like, oh, this is what you got me, but you couldn't give me a vote. Oh, okay.
Right. Trees, and then your present, little raggedy.
No.
This all you got me? You remember when you
got some water in your fridge? Do you have a vote for me? Then no.
Like, all I got was
I'll be so petty.
All I got was a gift card, a $25 Wendy's gift card. Yeah, you know, when you remember you could have gave me $90,000 more dollars, voted for me to get $90,000 more dollars, and you did
y'all. We did a little Big Brother game. We did like a little friends trip, and I'm still on Eric's ass because Eric cut me. I'm still on his ass.
And she did not vote for me to win the money. Like, bro, like that is a stupid.
I didn't. When I tell y'all I would be petty in real life, Eric voted to evict me. So you know what I did? Voted for him to lose. I would be petty. I will.
And we all know I should have won that game. We all know.
You should have, but you didn't. Call me Spicy Trees. Bitter.
Should you have won?
Like,
okay, in the real game of, you know, I probably would have voted for you. Maybe.
Right.
But in the game,
if it wasn't your money that you had to give to me, if it wasn't your money on the line.
Exactly. That's where it is. Yeah, I'm petty.
I still can't believe y'all. Oh, like y'all know I should have won. Like I won
all those y'all and me. I don't even know if I made jury.
You did.
We had like 7 people, and I didn't even make jury.
There we go, spicy tea. Yes, exactly. You should have voted for me, Eric. You should have voted for me.
I was just listen. That's another. Anyways.
But go ahead, Eric. Wait, we'll finish this off with out of everybody in the house, who do you want to win? Of course, Team Dougie.
Anthony.
Who y'all want to win?
I'd say Anthony. He deserves it.
Yeah. Anthony or Byyyeee, if one of those win.
Wouldn't be mad at a Byyyeee win. Anthony's win would be cherry on top to a really great season. Byyyee's win would be a solid week. Like, shout out to the newbies for finding, because normally when we have vets, the vets win the game. All the time, pretty much.
Indeed.
And so
Cankle Daddy. Do that make cankles? I'm about to look at this man ankles.
That's the thing. The Colossus of Cloud.
The Colossus of Cloud. That's a good one. I like that one.
But yeah, so
that's funny.
Yeah, Byyyeee winning, it would be a great win. Shout out to the newbies for winning. Like, that's great.
It would. I mean, it would be dope if I don't want to put it into atmosphere. If Byyyeee had won on a different season, this was a different season. It wasn't Anthony because she's not gonna win this one. But the fact that she is the only newbie that clocked a lot, especially towards the end of the game, she wasn't really clocking much in the beginning. But the fact that in the last half, when it really mattered, she started clocking. It would be what's the word I want to use? It would be nice if she were to win. If Dougie not
then I don't know if I would say this was a steam bro, because a lot of times Spicy and Anthony weren't even in power. It was they lackeys doing all the stuff for them.
Honestly, we're gonna talk about that. Then we're gonna go home. We are home, but go away. Everybody keeps calling this a steamroll. I don't think it's a steamroll at all, because
I don't get it.
Anthony's people went home. If it wasn't a steamroll, then at least a lot of his people would be in the jury, and it's not. I think it was more as a steamroll because they both had influence, so it seemed. So if you're talking about steamroll in that case, that's
But
that
that's
was
more
they
so
thought
playing
dudes
the
was being
that's
dumb.
playing the
That's
game.
them playing the
Steamroll
game.
is like
Yeah,
in my mind, Pretty Boys Moving Company, where it's like you have like a solid group that just stays together, seems to
a
always be in
steamroll would have been hot
power,
chocolate winning back to
always
back to
controls.
back and not taking out each other. That would have been
Right.
steamroll.
Yeah. Had
In
Avery,
my
you
opinion.
like, yeah, those, Hot Chocolate
Oh
stayed
my god!
together
Can
and
you
won those.
imagine if Hot Chocolate actually did what they were supposed to do? They would have for
Anthony
sure
wouldn't
been
be
Final
here.
Four.
Anthony would have left last week.
No,
He did win the
no, that's what
HOH
I'm
Final
saying.
Five,
If
and they
they
would
had
have tried
stayed
to take
true
him out
to
of Final
HOH,
Five.
I mean
So
Hot
he
Chocolate.
wouldn't have been taken out. If they stayed down to the
Yeah.
five, he wins that Final Five HOH. Low
Hmm.
key. So he would have
Avery
been
gets
safe. So one
packed
of the
up,
girls.
and then we get a Kayla win. No.
Yep, Ty. Yep.
Ugh, I'll never forgive them for what they did to Kayla.
Yeah,
They could've
Benjamin.
won this
Yeah.
thing.
Now, if you say the is the influence of steamroll was it was,
But
I
that's like
would say the
cookout. Like
influence.
people said, the cookout
But
steamroll. They weren't even in power most of the time. But it's not my fault that
their
people were
influence, the
puppets
cookout
and got
influence was
manipulated.
steamroll.
The influence was a steamroll, absolutely. But that's playing the game. So we'll see.
See,
I
I
think
have to
Anthony
disagree.
could win.
Go ahead.
What you about to say?
I have to disagree. He was saying that Anthony was never nominated and that wasn't fun. It was to me because I was anticipating like, is he gonna go up? He's gonna go up. He's gonna go
But
up.
you
You
can't.
know,
But we can't. But here's the thing, and I know we supposed
but
to
I
wrap
felt
it up,
like
but
Anthony.
you really
So
can't say Anthony. He should have been on the block. He should have, but it's not his fault that he's that good that they didn't want to put him on the block.
Ty, fun as hell.
I can't say that. I would have put him up a long time ago. Like Victoria thought, she said in her interview, exiting with Sarisha, that I thought it was gonna be up very soon, like week 2. She would have been fooling with me. Both of them would have been on the block and would have hit it to they left.
Yep.
Like,
Would've.
but that's
Baby,
just me.
they would have been up ASAP.
We wouldn't have to worry about no all stars because they're gonna be all gone home.
And that's why you would have went out in the same spot Dennis got out.
No, you got to do it right.
Maybe.
You can't go out if they both on the block. If you win HOH, you put both of them on the block. One of them is going home. Period.
And that's the thing. I wouldn't even put one of them on the block. If
You
it's
gotta put
early in
both.
the game, I would have put most likely Spicy. Spicy would have been up with like another guy, and then if Vito got one and she didn't win, it would be Dougie as replacement.
I do think Dougie.
That's what I
I
would've
wish Dougie would have had a clutch veto win or something for the season, where it's like I guess his HOH was clutch.
He have a
But
clutch
that would have
HOH
been
though.
monumental. But
Yeah.
I don't know. He still had some adversity, which I'll take. Like his side being taken out, and just a month ago we were all like, "Oh, this is Spicy's game to lose," and she lost.
She did. She did.
Yeah, I do give Spicy props for that. She did make it the whole season and without getting nominated, and then when she did get
Final
nominated, she
five.
went home. So
that was the crazy part. Like the fact that they both of them made to Final Five. That was the first nomination for an All-Star. Ridiculous. But that was a testament to the hold they had on the game. But I almost called y'all losers.
Holy! Oh my
Thanks for calling us
goodness!
losers.
Listeners, viewers, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We are officially done with this recap of Victoria's elimination and the Final Four and where we stand going into this finale, which will be the next time we see you in terms of BBCAN. But we appreciate you for sticking out with us and hanging out and contributing to the conversation and for just tuning into the group chat. If you're listening on Twitter, make sure you follow us on Twitter. We see y'all over here looking and listening and staying. So that means you love the content. So you might as well follow us so you can always know when we got content coming. But also we want you to hop on over to YouTube and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Who All Gonna Be Their podcast. And turn on those post notifications so you never miss when we have an episode coming out. And so we'll be back Wednesday for Survivor and Thursday for the finale of BBCAN when we find out who's crowned the winner. of this season. So
Whew.
until next time,
And a long break. I can't wait.
we
Bye,
okay.
losers.
Oh, but the GOAT is coming out on Thursday too, so we will be covering the GOAT. Forgot about that, and it's eating.
I forgot about that.
Episode. Yeah.
Luckily,
But
that'll
then
probably be
Survivor will be
like
wrapping
short
up
podcast,
in a couple weeks.
so it won't be too much. But I think
But then Survivor will be wrapped up in a couple weeks, so then we really just will be covering the GOAT, and we'll be chilling till BB 26,
BB 26,
which is rumored to come out in July. So that's a good little break for us.
That's true. Yeah, we'll throw a few to-go plays here and there, but when I say here and there, I mean here and then there. No.
Literally one spot here, another spot there.
Woo, we tired, y'all.
Stop,
But
Oscar.
thank y'all. What she say?
Talk about that's why Tracy made me lose the game. Leave me alone.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
See y'all later. Y'all have
Bye,
a good
y'all.
night.